Good afternoon and welcome to Louisville. I'm George Stafford, President for Jobs for America's Graduates, Kentucky, and it's an honor to host the 2025 JAG National Training Seminar here in the Commonwealth. On behalf of JAG Kentucky and our national JAG network, thank you for being here and for the work you do every day to support young people across our country. This national conference brings together JAG leaders, program managers, specialists, and other supporters to share strategies and strengthen the work happening in classrooms and communities nationwide. We're proud that JAG Kentucky is part of that effort, and equally proud to host this year's National Training Seminar in a state that values strong schools, workforce readiness, and opportunity in every community. That commitment is reflected in the leadership of Governor Andy Beshear, whose focus on preparing students for the future has helped shape a stronger Kentucky. As governor, he has emphasized building pathways that connect education to real opportunity in every part of the Commonwealth. His administration's efforts to expand hands-on learning, strengthen career pipelines, and invest in communities reflect the work happening across JAG Kentucky and the National JAG Network. We're grateful to have Governor Beshear with us this afternoon to help welcome our national network and help launch a week focused on training, shared strategy, and stronger outcomes for the students we serve. Governor, thank you for taking the time to be with us today and for helping us kick off this year's National Training Seminar. Please join me in welcoming the Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Andy Beshear.
And for those of you from out of state, welcome to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, where we value education, where we value our children's future, where we believe that every single person growing up in this Commonwealth and across this country is a child of God that deserves our investment and deserves the very best in this life. I'm excited you're here for your National Training Seminar, and I love that you're willing to show up and try to learn something new again, knowing that that tip that you pick out in this seminar might be the next thing that helps you break through to that next kid or that next individual, to convince them that they are worthy and are going to make incredible contributions that helps find their passion and ultimately leads to not just a good life, but a good career and a productive individual. To those who've traveled from out of state, welcome to our new Kentucky home. I hope you're able to take some time this week to enjoy what makes the Commonwealth so special, and that is more than just bourbon. It's visiting places like Churchill Downs, the Louisville Slugger Museum, the Muhammad Ali Museum, and a little bourbon's okay too. We call it our new Kentucky home because things are changing around here. We like to say that in Kentucky, business moves fast, but the pace of life is just right. You know, we've always had that pace of life down pat. But in the last few years, we have seen our economy boom. Put simply, we are on the biggest, best economic development win streak in our history, which is creating opportunities for our people. We've broken every economic development record in the books, from a record $36 billion in private sector investment to a record 62,000 new jobs that pay the best 3-year average for wages our state has ever seen. I think about just last month, GE Appliances announced that it was going to invest another $490 million to create another 800 full-time jobs here in Jefferson County. You think back about GE in its heyday, there were almost 10,000 workers in Appliance Park in Louisville. It was where so many families for multiple generations were able to put food on the table and build out a strong middle-class life. But over time, they'd taken hits. And when I became governor, they were down to about 2,000 employees. With this new announcement, we'll be back to 8,000 people working at GE Appliances with, I think, a bright future ahead. Major announcements like that and this economic development run don't happen without a strong, skilled workforce. Major businesses like GE could choose to do business anywhere in the world, but they're choosing us. They're doubling down, reinvesting in their footprint in Kentucky because they know our workforce is ready to meet their needs. We've been making this happen by investing in our people, by investing in you who invest in our people. And to keep this success going, we've got to continue to invest in our students and make sure that everyone has a path towards success. It's important to me as a governor. It's also important to me as a dad. See, I'm the dad of 2 teenagers, so please pray for me. And I want what all parents want, to know that our kids and grandkids will never have to leave the place they call home to pursue their dreams unless they choose to do so, because we've made sure that every opportunity is available to them. When our students are prepared for great jobs, it doesn't just change their life. It's one of those possibilities of breaking cycles of poverty. You know, that next step in education, that next step up the career ladder could be the difference not just for that person, but their kids and their grandkids and their great-grandkids. It's how we make intra-generational change. So in Kentucky, we've been investing. First, we've invested nearly $300 million in renovating our career and technical education programs all across Kentucky. Knowing that today's manufacturing, knowing that today's robotics, knowing that today's nursing is different, and if we can give the very best learning environment, we can get so many of our bright young people on a path. We secured more than $2 billion to bring affordable, reliable internet access all across Kentucky, because even in places where we might be geographically challenged, where building that next 4-lane road into Appalachia could be billions of dollars, the internet gives the possibility of getting that extra step of education, starting that new business, getting your health care right from home. We implemented a free GED testing for the first time in Kentucky's history, and because of that, we have doubled the number of people who are getting their GED in Kentucky. We've doubled down on our apprenticeship programs. Today, more than double the number of apprentices in Kentucky and coming out of Kentucky every single year. We recognize that to have a strong workforce, we've got to make sure that we're helping people with their trauma and that life is complex and difficult. So in Kentucky, we've launched and we support our 988 Mental Health Lifeline, and we've expanded mental health resources in our schools. Being the dad of 2 teenagers, I recognize that what our kids go through today is so much more difficult, so much more stressful than what I went through or what we went through. And so listening and trying to respond and giving folks like you and other folks in our schools the tools they actually need to do their very best when you're called upon, it seems, to do more and more and more each year. We've pushed for educator raises across the board because we can't ask someone to do what we call a noble profession if they can't pay off the loans they had to take to enter that noble profession. Right now, we're doing something that I think is the next transformational step in Kentucky. We're pushing for pre-K for every single 4-year-old in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. While we haven't gotten it through before, this time we have business behind us. We have the people behind us going around with town halls, and the other thing we have behind us is math. And here's what I mean. We're succeeding a lot in Kentucky, but the math tells us we're failing our youngest learners, with over half of Kentucky's kids showing up not kindergarten ready. Math shows us that we are failing our families, because when you have pre-K for all, families make an average $9,000 more a year for 6 consecutive years. That means not having it costs your families $54,000 in earnings. Math tells us that childcare and private pre-K costs too much, an $8,000 cost for the family during that year. And math tells us that we can increase our workforce in Kentucky by 70,000 people just by having this tool. Now, math also tells me that that next business that's looking at different places, there are other states, 18 of them, that can tell them they offer this service. West Virginia put it in 25 years ago. And I never want to have to say, we are 25 years behind West Virginia. If you're from West Virginia, we love you. But it's these types of investments, smart investments. And you know what? Taking any and all of the politics out of it, because these are our kids. And these are the investments that we have to make in the United States of America. And while we're often hearing terms like bipartisan, I think it's time we get back to nonpartisan. The education and skills training our kids get should be nonpartisan. Not a win for this group or a win for that group, but something that we are all in together because we recognize that there isn't anything red or blue about a job. It's just good for a human being. So together, we're working on a brighter future for our kids. Kids are growing up in Kentucky right now that, despite some headwinds from our federal government, has looked brighter than ever before. And I think that's the commitment that you all share through your work with JAG. You're here because you believe in the potential of every student. Maybe more than anybody, you believe in the potential of that student that is harder or maybe even hardest to reach. You are there for those facing some of the strongest or most difficult challenges, and oftentimes that have been through the most challenging trauma. I want to thank you for being the kind of leaders who lift people up and who don't give up on any young person in this country. This conference is happening at a critical time. And we know that education is a pathway to opportunity, especially for people who need it the most, and JAG delivers for those individuals. It has made a proven difference. Y'all are transforming lives nationwide, helping over 84,000 students across 36 states move from high school to careers, college, or military service. That is 84,000 children of God that you all are investing your time and your effort in every single day. In Kentucky, we're proud of the work that you do here. In Kentucky, JAG is serving nearly 7,500 students across 130 programs in 72 counties, a 60% increase in just 2 years. I want to take a minute to thank all of our Kentucky JAG. Now I get to tell you their results. When you're talking about a return on investment, because we got a lot of people who think they're good business people in politics right now. Here's the return on investment. 99.9% graduation rate. 94% secure jobs, college, or military roles. If you're a governor, talk about this return, 81% enter high demand fields right here in Kentucky. Many of these students come from rural communities where opportunities have historically been limited. Thankfully, JAG's success in these regions is changing that. It reflects Team Kentucky's commitment to expand access and close workforce gaps. JAG's success in these areas show how we can deliver hope and opportunity in every corner of the state. We're connecting education and workforce to ready students for high-demand careers by expanding those apprenticeships, strengthening career and technical education, and prioritizing hands-on learning. And let me tell you, one of the proudest I've been as a governor is seeing this change where I can go to one of these CTE programs, and you got a robotics student cheering on a welding student, cheering on a nursing student, cheering on a culinary student, everybody excited for that path that individual wants to follow. Through JAG strategic partnerships with employers directly, like Toyota, Valvoline, and Marathon. And I'm about to give the most strangest aside I'm going to give. If you want to know how complex world trade is, and how it's not just a certain percentage, the largest manufacturing plant for Toyota isn't in Japan. It's in Georgetown, Kentucky. I didn't think I'd get applause on world trade, thank you. But as we look at JAG's importance here in Kentucky, earlier this year, when the independent school district in Berea faced budget cuts that threatened to end the JAG programs in the middle school and the high school, the students got to work. They held rallies, they spoke to reporters, they hosted fundraisers, they called me a bunch, and they wanted to ensure that this program was not lost. So if you have those days where you're maybe not getting the feedback, where you're trying to help somebody and they're pushing back against you, think about this example right here. That when faced at the elimination, the thought that you wouldn't be there, they rose to the occasion, and because of the skills they learned through JAG, they succeeded. Now, if that isn't a testament to the skills you're teaching, to the confidence that you are instilling, that these students were able to change and alter the budget of a school district that's supposed to serve them instead of the other way around, I hope that shows you and tells you the importance of what you do. JAG's impact echoes the support systems that we're building across Kentucky so every single student can thrive. Every day, you show what's possible when every student has somebody rooting for them. You're shaping futures, ensuring every student has that path. You're strengthening communities nationwide, and I hope you recognize that through your work, you have the power to move our nation forward. Life's short. And our job in this world is to do good things and to be kind to each other. What you all do for these students is life-changing. And our world's going to be a better place for it tomorrow and the next day, the next year, the next decade. Past when we're gone, the intra-generational change that you've made in these families will continue to reverberate, and more and more and more people will be successful because of you. So I'm really proud that you're in Kentucky today. And just know, no matter what else you're hearing out there, we believe in education. We believe in you. We support you. We see and we value your work. And if now is a tough time and you're feeling pressure coming from all different directions, just know that we need you. And I kept saying this every day in the pandemic to Kentuckians. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together. And we will create that better world. Thank you all very much.